Hi, hi, and welcome. Welcome to the day of the full moon in March and the accompanying energies, this tumultuous, really, and phenomenal energetic onslaught that we are receiving in the world. It's all for good and it is exceptionally challenging in many ways. So many of you might be or have been feeling, I would say, discombobulated in the field or around you. It might not actually be your discombobulation, but you may be having this sensitivity to the what is happening around you in the people that you meet and in the world, because we're in this massive dissolution, the dissolution of the structures and systems that can no longer stand up straight in this energy. So they are all that doesn't serve us. They are all that doesn't serve us in our new world, in our new way of being, in our new earth. And very much it's becoming more and more clear and obvious that we are watching this. This is happening in our midst. So many people, of course, are feeling the effects of that because all of a sudden their world as they know it is not looking the same. Hello, Beachweed. Hello, Jasmine. So a lot of people feeling unsure and a little probably disconcerted and concerned as they are watching, first of all, a whole lot of information come up. It's beginning to come into the mainstream that may affect how they feel about decisions that they've made in the last 2 and a bit years. And so this also will be creating some consternation. And then there's all the shortages that are coming in, and then there's all the firing off at the people who might be saying things that don't suit the mainstream narrative. So it's a challenging energetic to be in. Energetically, it's very all over the place. So some of you will possibly be sort of in the querying of that, wondering, is this me or is this someone else? And it could be a bit of both, but I want to say to you, the way through it is to be super present with the breath in each moment, being grounded and stable in each moment. Ah, is that right? The beginning was delayed. Well, that is very interesting. What is the first thing you heard me say? So I'm just clearing the way here for the technology to be smooth and open, and for everything to run beautifully, that you can hear everything that I say and that this is all picked up. So yes, the very first part is really to be just to be noticing that we are in this very busy month. So March is bringing in a lot of new information in the way of information for the body, from the central sun, through our sun, into the earth, into the crystalline codes, into our bodies. And also through the news, the mainstream media, there are things coming out. So that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, so it's massive. So we've got this upcoming ascension wave, or this event wave, or this light wave that is going to give us this dimensional shift into a fifth dimensional bandwidth. We are building to that. There's no question about that in my mind, that is going to happen this month, that it's in the equinox window, that it's scheduled to occur. That it is exciting, that it isn't to be worried about, that it is, and we are being guided towards that. So we are still in this continuous ongoing receipt of these higher codes and lights to reconnect our DNA and and to be giving us access to our higher gifts and our psychic gifts from this time, from other times, and from other dimensional existences. So we are coming to this time where the lies will not be able to be held. So this, the lies, I can't think of where did I write what I called this video? That would be good if I remember. Anyway, that's okay. So the energies of this time will not allow lies to be held, to be spoken, or to be said, to be received, to be written. The lies cannot be contained in this energy that's coming up, that's souping up. We're really in also this time of co-creation where we can be in this movement from, how we are structured and taught and programmed in this world that seeing is believing. We are turning that upside down into believing is seeing. So we can create what it is that we wish to believe, and we can bring that into the fruition, into the seeing. And this is all related to this quantum entanglement that I spoke about. So we're on the edges of this. We're dabbling in what shows up to me as little sparkly gold codes that are holding these energies that are really bringing us into the golden age, into the golden way of being, into the golden light, into the Christos light, into the crystalline codes. And I have to say that yesterday in particular, it really held this whole sense of being on the edge. Today has felt more stable, but yesterday it had this precariousness about it. It was like, leaning into it and not sure about the day. And I feel it was about our being taken to another level, another layer of surrendering. Yeah, and I tuned into Yeshua, to Christ about that, and he really showed me this image of people standing on the edge of the cliff with their wings kind of making this kind of movement, with this idea of sort of leaping into the void, of going to this deeper level of trust. So more, Gaia said yesterday, more of this crystalline white gold light having an effect on humanity and the planet, transforming the false and removing the veils. So we've been going through layers and layers of this, and we're getting down to the bottom of it. Enabling, she said, the truth to arise, to be revealed, to be seen. And so this is causing discombobulation in the field. Individuals will be feeling that wobble. And so how to manage it is to see it as an observation, as an experience that you're slightly disconnected to. Whether, and this is the advice to people, whether they are awake or not, and to get into like getting into the pleasure of it, get into the joy of it, get into the, oh my goodness, all my life I've been here with this notion of maybe not feeling like you belong, and feeling that the earth was meant to change, and why hasn't it, and what needs to happen. And we are in the throes of being the privileged observers of watching this. So get into the level of excitement in your body with it, like really drop into your heart and into appreciation. So enjoy, Gaia said, witnessing the change for the coming of the great reveal of self, of others, and the world. So this is the other aspect or one of the other aspects that's been shown to me, is that it is likely that during this month that we will each see clearly who we are or who we have been in terms of the beings that we've been in the sort of, if we can view it this way, the lineal history of our earth. What are the characters that each of us have played in what we know about the history of our earth? It's that our world is changing, that you are changing, that it is all for good, and it can feel a bit wobbly and lumpy and a bit challenging, but don't get sucked into the illusionary hole that is being created around us, because in essence, how I see it is that the darker agenda, the darker end of the spectrum, those who are trying to hold on to the planetary control, it's really just in the little dregs of that. But so there might still be a bit of clutching and poking and all the rest of it. Don't get dragged into that. There's whatever is going on for that is to suck you in, to suck me in, to suck everybody into the illusion. What a load of nonsense that the planet's ascending. It's obviously falling apart. It's all destroying. Look at what's going on with climate change. So climate change is the big new agenda for that. And climate change is not an an issue. Is I always want to say, I always want to use that fear factor quote. Climate change is not a factor for you, because the climate is changing, but it's not through any of our actions. It's a series of cyclic natures that have come into sort of this one point. So a long, a middle, and a shorter cycle. And even even here in New Zealand, there are people saying that the data about temperatures and rainfall has all been removed, or it hasn't all been removed, but that much of it has been removed. And so I want you to be aware. I am going to do some meditation and guided visualizations about this. Let's create our own reality. That's what we can do. So keep a lookout. I'll post when I'm going to do that. So this full moon is why I wrote Lies Don't Stand a Chance. That's the title of the video, apart from the next part, which is lovely. So the ocean, let me speak of that while I remember. The sky kisses the ocean. So this is what has been shown to me in light of this idea. So it is the sky coming down as this fifth dimensional band or strip here, and it's coming down to here, and this is the ocean. So it's the sky kisses the ocean, and it's this idea that is where we're at in our saturation of fifth dimensional energy, frequency, and molecular structure. That's how Gaia is showing it to me. So the sky kisses the ocean, and so there's still more to go because it needs to come down further into the earth, or you could see that as it exiting from the earth in that way as well. It really doesn't matter, but there's the inner and the outer, there's our body and the earth, and so we've got this greater saturation of fifth dimensional frequency, energy, and molecular structure, and this is building and being more and more embedded and embodied in planet and in us over this month. And so I thought that was really beautiful, that whole construct of the sky kissing the ocean. And so, that's the fifth dimension meeting the third dimension. And we're very much in the feels of that, I want to say. So let me just say hello to some other people who are here. Yes. So hello, Beachweave and Jasmine and Billy and Donna Jean and Phoenix. And Jasmine saying her guide showed me a version of herself and other light workers walking across a bridge made of gold, headed towards Germany. And honestly, that's the last place I thought I'd go. Well, certainly, that is a pretty decent metaphor for crossing the bridge to our new earth, even though we're not leaving the planet. we are crossing the bridge. I always see the fourth dimension as the bridge or the space between this dimensional of the third and the dimension of the fifth. So Gaia is saying to center in your heart that you can count on the full moon to illuminate and highlight more truth. Its glaring lunar rays glancing the planet with luminosity, allowing much to be seen that was previously hidden. So it's like more of it, more of it, more of it, more of the revealing and more of the up-leveling, more of the truth being shown and spoken and revealed, and less of the lies being able to be housed and held in us from our lips and on the planet. So these lunar rays glancing the planet with luminosity, allowing much to be seen that was previously hidden, adding its magic. So this is the other thing. This full moon is really close to the Earth. So it's very powerful, adding its magic to the cosmic rays and codes, which of course we're already having through what's coming from the sun, dissolving the layers and veils of centuries. That is what she said to me yesterday, I think. So there is this visual, I guess you could say, this visual of that we are ascending, and we're ascending more each day, and we are in the dissolution of more each day. So we're getting it from all directions. So we're getting this information from the sun. We've got during this month, we've also had this, well, here is the mother energy, here is the feminine energy, here is the moon energy, and here is the sun energy, here is the father energy, here is the solar energy, and this coming into the balance of that within ourselves and within the planet, so that we can navigate using the balance of the masculine and feminine energies to create our new world, which comes through the imagining, through the imagery, through the mind, and through the putting it into practice. And so it's that thought into word spoken into action. So Gaia is saying, feel this love expansion in your heart. Look for the good, look for the great, look for the wonderful, envisage the magic. Notice the collapse and the energy shifting. I'm sure that you are. I'm sure that you're feeling this elevated energy, this quickening, this acceleration. And today came in with this feeling of magic and electricity in the air. So please be present with self. Be compassionate with self, because it's challenging. It's like being whacked around, and then there's all of this other stuff happening around us, other people not being sure, and so that can create some wobble for us. We're moving through these extraordinary times of transformation in our body, in our world. This will bring challenges on many levels and in many, many ways, from physical discomfort to emotional turmoil and upset, or mental anguish and concern. Breathe, be present, and take one moment at a time. So if ever there was a time for us to put this into practice about being present and centered and in the heart and with the breath, this is it. And if there was anything that you were going to teach anybody around you, it would be that. So we are here in this spectacular time. Before I go any further, I just want to speak to do a little promo. I had this lovely subscriber who sent me this message saying, "Oh, your information is spot on and it's great. Thank you very much." Promos. Do your promos. And so I'm grateful to that person for reminding me of that, because I do. I just forget. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so and hit the button so that you get notifications. If you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, which comes out roughly monthly, sometimes it's bi-monthly, um, that also is free, and there's a link in the description box below, and that's just a general sort of overview of the energies in the world that comes out there. I am putting together a couple of things, but around the goddesses. So I'm going to do a Way of the Goddess initiation, and I'll let you know more about that when I've finished putting it together. But I'm going to be doing something around that, and actually it's I can't really put a date on this, but I'm thinking next year I'm going to do, and it's came through with this title, Goddesses on the Ground with Gaia. So I'm going to do a bit of a physical tour to sacred sites with Gaia here in New Zealand. So that's my exciting promo bit. What else is there here? To be gentle with yourself. We've never been through this. It is phenomenal. It is very challenging and taxing and tiring and exhausting on the body. And of course it is, because we've just never done this before, and our cells are changing. So if you've been noticing, so I've been noticing, I can't see them today, but a couple of days ago I had these little tiny pimples. They look like little tiny pimples, little like raised, tiny though, like a pinprick on both of my forearms. And I happened to read something that Rick Jewers had written, and he had said that, because we're changing into this crystalline structure, that it might be that some of the crystalline is starting to come out, and how he was describing it was what I was feeling on my skin. So this is also to do with the itchiness. We spoke about that the other day on the live, that some people were feeling this itchiness, like you want to scratch, like your body's all itchy, hot. And actually that reminded me of a time when I was putting pink bats into a house that I was taking part in building, and how I learned how how that felt. I never touched pink bats again after that. But it was that kind of feeling, like that scratchiness on the skin. So he was saying that this is the body perhaps sending out bits of crystalline out to be released onto the skin. I'm not sure of the exact purpose of that, but that made sense to me. So we really are having this physical cellular transformation from carbon to crystalline silica. That is so that we can hold these higher frequencies, so we can become more illumined. We are starting to access, and when we move through this time, whenever it happens over the, that equinox segment, we're going to have access to a lot of information, and it shows up as the possibility that we will become all knowing. So we'll be building, creating, managing our new earth from a place of all knowing, or coming into that anyway. That shows up. So yeah, we are so close, and I have to say to you that I said to Gaia yesterday or the day before, I really need a holiday. I am so tired. And she said to me, you can have a holiday in 3 weeks, but you can't have a holiday until then. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a good sign then, isn't it? So she has also always said that light workers will get to rest for a bit when we move into the new earth, because light workers have worked so hard. So I send you lots of love. I am going to, I don't know, I just seem to have so many things that I want to talk to you about, but I am going to do a video on some of the perceptions that I have of New Earth. I've got some more weird and wacky things to do. Oh, and that's the other thing, is that I got told that we can expect the belly fat to go in 3 weeks. So I think that, there's a lot coming together in 3 weeks' time. And I am just reading what Rael's just saying, paying attention to old constructs like options or judgments in the energy, lifts and body pains just dissipate. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me about that. I feel like I just have this encyclopedic information coming in all the time. I want to really encourage you, when you have those little knotty bits or pains in the body, to breathe into them. You take a breath and then you breathe into where the pain is, and you soften, and then you can release and relax, and you have no resistance. And that's with everything. And it's really powerful to notice. It's really powerful to notice, when are you critical of yourself? When are you judgmental of yourself? When are you judgmental of others? And to just have a little look at it, have a little feel about where it is, where it comes from, where it sits, and invite it to leave, invite it to disappear. Yeah, so I will leave with that, but yeah, definitely lots of transformational experiences, and today is actually, or yesterday, sorry, I can't remember, but either yesterday or today has been the first this first spoken notion about the asleep being affected. So those people who are not awake are starting to be affected in their bodies, starting to notice. You might find them discussing, sharing with you about how they're feeling. Many people are noticing that things don't add up anymore. And so this is all part of our leaving this world that feels very chaotic at the moment, but leaving this world of control, of intrusion, of slavery, of transactional connections, into this higher love-filled, heart-filled, compassionate based, joy-filled world of harmony, of balance, of connection. And we are creating it in each moment with each thought, word, and action. So I wish you so much love from my heart, and for joining me here. And yes, that's right, Andrea, we are becoming masters of ourselves. So we're returning to our mastery, and certainly clients are showing up in those bigger forms of who they are becoming again, and have been in the past, certainly showing up and doing the work. All right, I love you all very much. Very grateful and very appreciative for you coming and spending time here with me. Bye.